Atitebi Ismail Abiodun from Rotaract Club of King Farm. I am the District Rotaract Representative for Rotaract District 9112 for Rotary year 2025-2026. I am a freelance data analyst. I'm also the Director of Program Design and Implementation at Lagos Youth Development Institute, and also the team lead for SmartCom Africa, an emerging outlet that promotes and bridges the technological gap in our community and across Africa. Alright, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is that you are hearing me from. I am Atitebi Ismail Abiodun, your District Rotaract Representative for Rotary District 9112 Nigeria, and I am privileged to be leading over 1,000 young persons across the world and the states to push and advance the mission and vision of Rotaract and Rotary International, but also to see how we can impact our community, no matter how little. I come from a family of 6. I'm the third of my mom's 4 children. I am based in Agidingbi State, and that is where I spent all my formative years. I graduated from the University of Lagos. I finished from the Department of Cell Biology and Genetics in the year 2024, and yet today I'm the District Rotaract Rep. So my personality, I feel what describes my personality majorly is the fact that I am an empathetic leader. I am also a visionary young person that believes that there's a whole lot that young person can do if we can come together to advance cause that really matters and therefore. So over the years I've grown to experience changes that really matters from young person's leading cause that advance not only the vision and mission of Rotary, but also the well-being and wellness of our immediate society and communities. So me using vitality and a whole lot of energy, yes, the motivation is very simple. It is that the fact is that as young persons we are generally tend to have energy, we are full of potential and idea. So I feel my own motivation to like using a whole lot of vitality is because I feel there's a whole lot I can do only if I'm ready to strategically place myself for it, and that has been my motivation so far. Yeah, so my expectation as a District Rotaract Rep for the next 65 days is quite simple but yet profound. I am hoping by the end of my tenure as the District Rotaract Rep, I would have built and also inspire a generation of young persons that would advance the mission and vision of Rotary, and also that would help touchlight that really matters in their immediate communities and in the world. So some of the projects that I would or we will be taking, because I would not say I because it is the community of young persons, like I said, and I am just privileged to lead them. Some of the projects we definitely be doing statutorily would cut across the 7 areas of Rotary, area of Rotary, and of course we started so well. As I speak to you, today is 28th of July. We've done 3 projects as regards maternal. I've done 2 projects with maternal child health, and we've done one of the biggest medical outreach that is going to happen this year, where we attended to well over 300 beneficiaries in the city of Surrey. And it was a very profound and very great project. So aside that, some of our flagship projects include that we're going to be, we want to actually establish like an entrepreneurship trust bank or trust fund, if I might say, for Rotaractors and entrepreneurs. We've noticed that over the years, we do a lot of giving, but we don't really have a system that also appreciates us wherever or whenever we give. So one of those things that we are going to do for this year is that we start talking to our potential partners to see how we can get soft loans for our Rotaractors, to just help them still like just fund their businesses and their SMEs. So we are going to be training them, and we are going to just ensure that they do that. Also, is definitely we are going to be adopting a school, and we've done an assessment, and we've seen a school that lacks they do not have library, and at the same time they do not have sick bay. So we at Rotaract District, we've taken this as a priority as to what we've also been doing as part of our legacy project. In addition to that, we are also the website that I speak is ready. We're also going to be embarking on training selected Rotaractors for 3 months on in-demand digital and tech skills. As I speak to you, we are finalizing on that, and any moment from now, we are going to go live on the application. And we encourage our Rotaractors to take note of this and also, be part of it. Also, there are other projects. We are also looking at sponsoring some cesarean sessions as part of our own legacy of giving back to people that we feel really need help. I've spoken to our team, and we are also in plans of that. Yes, we are also strategically poised to work with the Rotary District. We understand that we're now partners, so there are some projects that we will not be doing in silos or doing alone. We'll also be partnering with the Rotary District to just ensure that we reach out to more communities and also to see how we can advance the vision and mission of Rotary together as a team. Alright, so the 3 key projects for this administration is the first one, like I had earlier mentioned, is that we are looking at empowering young entrepreneurs that are Rotaractors that are doing very well, or that probably do not have the clarity to push their business to the next year or next week. So we are going to be organizing the training for them. Then at the end of the training, we ask for their proposal, and we are going to be funding 20 best entries of proposal, business proposal that will come. I feel that is part of what we'll be doing. It is going to be a legacy project, and technically after they refund the soft loan that we give to them, so successive administration after our own administration can still continue to just make it be like a sort of trust fund to empower Rotaractors. Also, like I said, one of those things that we are very passionate to keep priority for this year is that we've identified a school that lacks in this 21st century that do not have a library, and at the same time a sick day. So it is a primary school. We've gone to the school to do our needs assessment. So if there is anything I would really want to achieve this year, then definitely it is going to be one of that. And also in addition, we noted as well that often as Rotaractors, we do a lot of giving ourselves out to people, to projects, to initiatives, but with some of us, or most of us I might say, are really not insured. As I speak to you, we have a working relationship with one of our partners, Health, and we are going to be seeing how the Rotary District can partner with them to ensure that all our Rotaractors are insured or they have health insurance. So all of these are probably part of our legacy project. Of course, there will definitely still be a whole lot of us trying to, one of those things again is that we are taking our polio eradication fight a notch higher. And how do I mean? We are going to be organizing for the first time in the Rotary District a sort of festival, polio festival, where we invite talented artists, talented individuals that are into art and the likes to come use their skills and their talents to preach on the polio fight. And all the money that we generate from that event will be donated to the Polio Plus. Alright, so as regards the question that for the Mario De Cesar that resigned as the Rotary International President a few days or weeks before the beginning of the Rotary, does it really strike a chord in me, or was there at any point in my life where I feel also frightened or scared as a DRR? The truth is this: for every new position that you're taking as somebody that's passionate and not to mess yourself up, I was also frightened. I was scared of what comes with it, the whole of responsibilities, the whole of people looking up to you to just ensure that you even if there are stuff that Rotaractors, normal Rotaractors do and people overlook, I mean, that's definitely not meant to be because they tell you after all you're the DRR. I had courses of people telling me that you have to just take it like that. So I started training myself. I mean, I spoke to a lot of mentors, particularly people that I know had come through this stage that I was about to, aspire or about to just start. So I spoke to quite a number of PDRs in the position, or that I've left the position years back, and I explained my worries to them on how I think I would just wake up in the morning and call them and tell them that I'm very scared and afraid. And I'm the type that you know what, it is normal to be scared, it's normal that you probably fear the uncertainty, but you know what, just walk through the process and it's going to work. As I speak to you, the first day that I returned office, I was very scared. I didn't know what the future holds. But as the day goes on, I begin to get more comfortable on the road. I begin to get more acquainted to what the responsibility that comes with being a DRR is. I begin to see that it's possible that I go anywhere and I will be accorded the respect of the District Rotaract. Of course, I'm leading well over 1,000 young persons across our Rotaract District. So definitely, I was scared before the ascension, or am I still scared now? Maybe not, but I believe that I'm working through the process and I'm trusting the process. And with God, my family, and my mentors, the Rotary Rotaracts, and even outside the organization, and also Rotaractors have been very supportive to the cause, and also to my person as they are. I feel I am not scared. Rather, I am very optimistic and excited of what the next 11 months will bring forth. Okay, so there was me being in the comes with a lot of financial challenges. Yes, it is, and I mean it's probably one of those things that I feel it is financially draining, because the fact is that you need to show up for every event, you need to show up for every initiative, and you often do not spend your money for most of these to go. At times it might be very benevolent enough that you go with team of your entourage and cut to the man. I mean, we do not have a car yet. I mean, for all of these logistic expenses and transportation, I am expected to talk really to take care of their logistic expenses. I mean, beyond that, there are times that you need to just come up as a DRR to like, okay, fine, we need to attend to this. Okay, don't worry, I'm going to cater for it and all that. But for the Rotary District, I don't know if they really task or charge their the district governor in fellowship. But mine, trust me, it is not the same for Rotaracts. For every fellowship you go, after they tax everybody, you as a DRR, they're expecting you to, I mean, as a DRR, you cannot score money figures. So they are expecting you to like, oh, yeah, the DRR, probably feel there's a whole lot of money that's coming to your account every month. So be like, okay, my DRR, what will you do to support and all of that. So it comes with a lot of financial challenges. I mean, at times it can be very financially draining. At times I just think before I leave home to calculate, okay, fine, I'm going to stop here. They have enough cash on me, they have enough money in my account to take me up to it. And the funny thing is that you might not even be able to even tell all of these fears to people, except they are people that are very close to you. So it comes with a whole lot of challenges financially. But I'm loving the moment, and I feel it's just a phase. And I'm trusting God to keep sustaining me financially to just see this through. So also, we as Rotaractors, we really spend a lot as Rotarians. Well, to be honest, I might not really say we spend a whole lot as Rotarians. But the truth of the matter is that considering the social strata between Rotaractors and Rotarians, then I feel it is fair on us if we say we also in our level we spend a lot. But I mean, averagely you see Rotaractors getting 150,000. That's the average salary. The highest salary, like averagely for Rotaractors, is probably 100,000 to 150,000. We have events that we need to travel. Say for example, the RAS that I speak to you, the payment is $100. That's about 150,000 naira. So that means that as Rotaractors, if I am receiving 100,000 per month, then I have to pay for RAS with 1 month and a half before I can attend RAS. There is still accommodation there of $120. So in as much as we do not have the same financial power as Rotarians. And if you compare us to Rotarians as we spend as Rotarians, might not really work because we are not on the same social strata or social level. So if using our own level to compare, using an average salary of 100 to 150,000, then I feel we are really spending a lot for events. We pay for events, we pay to travel ourselves to take ourselves down to events. Some of these events are often outside Lagos or the states that is regular. We go to other states to fellowship with Rotaractors there. I mean, all of this money are our own personal money. So at times it goes into, we can get expenses going to 60,000 to 70,000 only on transportation. So I feel it is fair to say, considering our social strata as young persons between the ages of 18 and 30, 35, averagely in this country, Nigeria, Rotaractors are spending a lot. Yes, I can say that. Okay, so the RAS, just like I asked, what is RAS? So the RAS is a conference that brings together all Rotaractors in Africa. So it is the biggest conference as far as Rotaract Africa is concerned. We have Rotaractors that comes from everywhere in Africa and we'll be staying together for like 3 to 4 days, to fellowship, to share ideas, and also to have fun, explore, and also carry out service projects. So we do not pay in naira rates, but definitely we understand that we in Africa do not have a uniform rate or uniform currency across the continent. So we pay in dollars. So I speak to you, since it's actually like a coalition of all Rotaractors in Africa, the currency that probably would suit all of us is dollars. Yeah, so just like the Rotary International does. So we are currency, I'm aware that it's going up anytime, any moment from now, but at the moment we're paying $100 for registration. So using that to consider the average salary a young person earns in Nigeria, then it is a lot financially. Some persons fine, it might not be, but so what it is. So one of those things I feel that we probably, I appreciate the Rotary International for is that they also understand that socially and financially we do not have the strength of Rotarians. That is why we are just paying $8 for community-based Rotaractors as their annual due, and why institution-based Rotaractors pay $5, unlike what Rotarians pay as their own due. So I feel Rotary International recognizing the fact that we might not have the financial strength of these people in our own best way, so we are trying to also promote being focused. Okay, yeah, so basically, I feel this question is one that I have had a lot of my friends probably look up to me. Anyway, I don't know if people tell me look up to me anyways. This question is one of those things that I kept asking that how do I manage to you just say what it is that I need to say. How do I get to the board to and time assertive to pass in communicating to people what I feel we should be doing. So I feel as one of those things that help me with Rotaract is that Rotaract is a platform that will give you the leverage to talk to people no matter who they are or where they are coming from. So over the years, the last few years, 5-6 years, I've had the privilege to talk to Rotarians that are like captain of industries, Rotarians that are like people that just see and like, oh, good morning, and all that, and I address them normally. So I now discover that if I can address these people in Rotary settings, Rotaract settings, then what stopped me from just freely expressing myself regardless of what happened. I mean, it was the same mentality that I took to when we went to see the governor of Lagos State 2 years ago. I was like, this person needs to stay and I would have addressed him the same way that I would have addressed anybody. So why do I need to fret or why do I need to reject? So I feel one thing that drives my boldness is that I feel for us to really make meaningful changes in the world, you need to be very bold and assertive. For you to actually go for what you believe in, the first thing that people would actually look is how good are you to just want to push for your dream and aspiration. So I realized this and I had kept it all through my journey, that for anything I'm doing, so far I'm sure it is the right thing, I have to be bold and assertive on it. So what drives me? So I would say I mean there are times I've also been very tired and overwhelmed as Rotaractors, just like any other Rotaractors would have acknowledged. And there are times I ask myself questions, who really sent me all these things? I mean, I could just be in my house. I mean, I was also a young person that is struggling to just get clarity in life, but I also still try to just say that I give back to my community, and at times it can be very financially draining, like I had said, and I began to ask myself, I could have just kept this money for a lot of things. You can imagine trying to fellowship with Rotaract Club and you spend more than 5,000 naira on transport. I mean, if I kept 5,000 naira and stay at home, then definitely it would have gone into like another type, probably another area of funding. But the truth of the matter is that but the truth of the matter is that what drives me in Rotaract or in Rotary to continue advancing the mission and vision of Rotary is simple, and that is the fact that I know that for every penny and cent that I donate to the Rotary cause, it is going to potentially touch a life that I do not know. For every tree that I've planted, I might really not know those that would be benefiting from it. So I'm always motivated with the fact that whatever it is I'm doing, even if I get to pass away today, I know that to an extent I have contributed in my own best to ensuring that I leave the world in a better place. So for every time I feel unmotivated or probably like I feel so demoralized or probably not ginger to do what I do, I just remember that there's somebody somewhere that needs that 20 naira, 50 naira, 100 naira, 1,000 I'm going to donate. There's somebody somewhere that needs that project idea that I have in my head. So that has kept pushing me. I've seen a real situation where people smile genuinely because of the little things I do. And that has been with me ever since I joined the organization, and it's something that's still kept me going at the time. So, well, part of those things I feel Rotaract to do for me is that, yeah, it's going to give you a visa to a global community. Take that or leave it. Rotaract is going to give you a visa to a global community. I've heard stories of how Rotarians go to countries that they do not know anybody, but just with their Rotary pay, they get to stay in that country and they're hosted for all of their stays in this country. Rotaract is also going to give you like a platform to explore your leadership skills. Take it from me. I am kind of person growing up, I don't like associating with people because I have this mentality that what, at the end of the day, people come, people goes. No matter how much you are friends with somebody, it is 50-50. They can decide to stay your friend tomorrow, and tomorrow they might decide to be your enemy. So I try to shut myself out from people. But when I joined Rotaract, I really saw the love and the conflict that comes with genuineness in friendship and trying to just help people. So I started opening up, I started meeting new people, started making new friends. And today I can tell you that most of my best friends today, I got them from Rotaract. Also, Rotaract to give you a platform for leadership development. I cannot take away that. Also, the networking skills that you have, Rotaract will give you a platform to meet people that normally you would not meet. I mean, these are people that controls multi-million businesses, international businesses, businesses that spread across the country and some in the world. I mean, naturally, you've not gone to the office to just meet them. That's that where are you looking for. It had experienced like 2 or 3 times. I got to the gate and I'm like, I'm a Rotaractor, this, Rotarian, this, he was asking me to come to me. And immediately they took me to his office. And it's dawned on me that if I didn't have the Rotaract identity, then I would not have sent this person. So Rotaract to give you a leverage to meet people that normally you don't meet, people that like you can emulate and probably like be your mentor. And also Rotaract to give you one thing, the ability and leverage to also contribute meaningfully to the world, to reach out to deserving and underserved communities, and also to touch lives that matters, to put smiles on people's face, and also to network, and yes, to have fun, because definitely we believe there's fun in fellowship. So for all these things that we do not take out the fun part of it, because we are young persons, we are energetic, and we believe that for all of these things that we do, we still need to have a touch of fun. Between our fellowship and that of Rotarians, I would probably say no, because I mean, the goal of every fellowship is just to ensure that you guys come together as a club, network, catch up on memories, and also discuss how to impact your immediate communities. This is the same thing that we do in Rotary fellowships. So we even have a way that we spice up our own fellowship. We have fellowships that we probably call it gym fellowship, movie fellowship, Gary fellowship, Asu fellowship, pizza fellowship. We have variety of fellowship to just spice up our own career. For the Rotarians, they probably have all white fellowship and all that. Why we might not really have the financial strength as they do? Trust me, we also have ways of making our fellowship interesting to ourselves. So there's really no difference. Fellowship differs from club to club. What you do in your own fellowship, there are fellowships or there are Rotary Club Rotaractors that does happy hour before they start their fellowship. There's some Rotary Club Rotaractors that does fellowship after fellowship. And there's some Rotary Club that just strictly do their fellowship and they go. So I feel it is subjective to the particular Rotary Rotaractor Club to do what they want to do. Also, what is the composition of Rotaractor clubs in our district, or what makes up our Rotaractor district? So hierarchically, there would not be a Rotaractor district if there are no Rotaractor clubs. And as today, we have about 46 clubs in our district, and they spread across all of Lagos Island. I mean, when I say Lagos Island, VI, Aja, Lekki, and the Hazis, anything that has to do with after Tomiland. We have clubs in Ekwe, we have our clubs in Surulere, we have our clubs in Ojota, K2, Omijo. We have our clubs in Ikeja, we have our club in Mushin, we have our club in Mushin, we have our clubs in Ijebu-Ode, Ilishon, Remo, Shagamu, and the like. So our clubs in the district are spread across all of this geographical range. And yes, hierarchically, for every strata of the club, we have from the club we move to zone, from the zone we move to area, and from the area we move to the district. So hierarchically, from the members, of course, who without members there would not be a club. So without clubs there would not be a district. So for each of our clubs there are members that makes up the club, and for each of our zone there are clubs that make up the zone, and for each of our area there are zones that make up the area, and each of our district, or as a Rotary district, we have areas that come together to make up this district. So from the club, we have the club president when it comes to leadership structure now. The club president, we have the zonal rep for each zone, we have the assistant district Rotaract representative, because of course I would not be everywhere at the same time. So I have the power, and I've also delegated experienced Rotaractors to act as my assistant, just like the district Rotary district has assistant governor. Definitely at Rotary district, we also replicated same. We have assistant district Rotaract representative. These are my faces in all of this area. Then from there, we have district Rotaract representative, which is myself. That is the hierarchy of our leadership and our structure. So as any challenges managing all of this club? Well, I would say no for now. Apparently there are times that you need to just come up or come through for some clubs. Probably the club president does not know what to do, and you need to ask questions. Some of these clubs, they probably had crises from the past where their leaders are, the club leaders are not so focused and not so supportive. So it's always very tough for us to manage such clubs. We have issues of clubs where somebody was supposed to be the president and the channel president is saying the person is not fit to be after being played by the challenges. I mean, these are part of the challenges we face. They have clubs that really do not really feel they are grounded enough to understand what Rotary is. But at the district level, we try as possible to appoint experienced Rotaractors as assistant district Rotaractors, who of course see into the affairs of this club and serve as support system for them. So it's probably like a blend of challenges and here and there. But we've created a structure that has solved these challenges, and so far so we are doing relatively well as far as I speak. Alright, so what are probably like the changes that I would want to make, or probably one thing I would want to consider added to the way we do our affairs at level. So over the years, we have realized in some of our communications with other Rotary districts across Africa now, we noticed that some of these districts, special mentions to Uganda, there is a dedicated amount that is being given to the Rotary district before the commencement of the year. So I feel at our Rotary district, this is what's issue, because on a finding we notice, or we find out that there is like a take-all seed funding that is always given to all Rotary districts in the world. So but unfortunately, at Rotary we do not have access to this fund. Bearing the fact that we also, to an extent, make payments and also pay to the Rotary Cross, or to the Rotary Foundation, although it might not be as much as what the Rotary district does. But I feel if that can also be considered, giving Rotary district take off or save funding to start the year, rather than allowing us to start running year and year to seek for support and funds at the beginning of the year. So I feel it's going to go a whole long way to just help us in advancing our course for the year. Also is that I am appealing, I so much wish that Rotarians start saying Rotaractors are partners. I must commend the current district governor, Rotarian Abiodun. He is one of our biggest fans as regards seeing us as partners. For every time I come to him to table our needs and concerns, he's always eager to attend to them and ensure that it is solved. So I'm also appealing, I wish that Rotarians start seeing us as partners, start seeing us as people that can discuss project proposals and ideas too. I also want to appreciate Rotarians that have been doing this, reaching out to their Rotaractors to bring up proposals on what they will do. These are part of the way that you can keep us together and ensure that we stay motivated, and also at the end of the day, after we want to be Rotarians, then transition into Rotary. So what is my management style as a leader? So basically, I feel for every time that I want people to be on my team, the first question I ask is that, can this person thrive without being micromanaged? Because I feel you are not a leader when you micromanage people under you or your team members. Because at the end of the day, that means you probably are still the one team over everything. So one thing that I feel has stood out for me, in all leadership positions and roles that filled in or probably occupied over the last 3 years, is that I like a kind of team where everybody can dream, where I can co-lead, co-innovate, co-inspire, and co-push for our goals and aspirations. So I do not like the kind of leadership that micromanage. I like when you're my team. If I bring you on my team, I pass across my goal and aspiration to you, and I trust you well enough to push for that goal. It's okay to be scared and feel you need clarity and always reach out. But the moment I appoint you for something, I am trusting you to deliver on it. So I do not need to micromanage. So I'm a kind of leader that gives a free leverage to my team members to do what they want, because I believe I cannot push for my goals and aspirations alone. So I see them, I make them go up to idea, I make them feel welcome and be part of the goal, so it is easier for them to push. So I feel that is one management style that's continuing to help me drive. Okay, so what are my aspirations for the Rotary district? Yeah, so I feel there are personal aspirations, and at the same time there are also general aspirations for the Rotary district. So basically, so far the Rotaractors are now part of the membership type for Rotary. So I believe I speak when I said I look forward to us having 5,000 membership strengths in a few years from now. I understand that it's going to be on 3,000. Then probably before the end, probably like in the next 2-3 years, then I'm hoping that we will reach the 5,000 membership strength. It is very important. I also aspire that one of these years we have Rotarians from our Rotary district, from our Rotary district, become the Rotary International President. It is one of those things that I feel I'm aspiring for. But anyways, if there's no Rotarian, probably when I eventually become the Rotarian and all of that, I might eventually be aspiring on behalf of the Rotary district. Now I want to become the RI President, first from our Rotary district, and perhaps the second, if by that time no other Nigerians would have emerged, and probably perhaps by that time I'll be the second Nigerian to emerge for that role. Okay, so well, my aspiration for Rotaractor is very simple, and that is that I hope that we continue to build a network of young persons, young professionals that are passionate about networking, that are passionate about leadership, that are passionate about giving back to their communities, and are passionate about having fun and sharing the camaraderie of fellowship. So I want a Rotaract district that is thriving, a Rotaract district that is a model district for all Rotaract districts in the world. I want a Rotaract district where we can boast of contributing at least $50,000, $100,000 to the Rotary Foundation cause. I want a Rotaract district where we have an average of 2, 3, 4 Polaris per clubs. I want a Rotaract district where we have a community of young persons that can leverage on their networks to help other persons to achieve their own goals and aspirations. Alright, so I feel what does my first day in office look like? Like I said, a few weeks before I assumed office, it was very overwhelming. At times I began to question myself, why did I even start this thing all over the place? I feel there are a whole lot of expectations and I cannot afford to fail. So it got so overwhelming that time I need to call some other person, I would call some of my friends to just pour out my heart to them, like, oh, you know what, I feel this thing is happening in a few days and I can't just trust my head around it. So for the first day, I felt ease because thankfully I had my friends around. They came to just come around. So I'm particularly thankful to the immediate past District Rotaract Representative because if not for initiative and the fact of adultness, we probably would not be having an office space now. She got the office space last year, but it was a whole of intentionality and trying to just ensure that this place becomes an office before the end of the expiration of Martino. So I'm so thankful for her for just doing her own best, I might say, to just get the office in shape. Of course, there are still some other renovations, there are some other things that we need to put in place. But without taking the first step, I guess we probably don't have an office today that called Rotaractor. So I'm so thankful for her. I'm thankful for my DRC chair, Rotaractor Ikeja Constance. She was the first person to send the credit alert in the first day of the year. She made the long time. We are saying that, I'm saying a very big thank you to you. And also to Rotarians who are extending their goodwill to me and to this administration. We have quite a number of them that believe in what we do, what we carry, and have shown interest in what we do. Rotarian Rotarian International, and of course a whole lot of them that supported and believed in us. We say very big thank you. You are why we are thriving. I mean, some of these Rotarians also came on the first day in office to check it and all of that. These are what were very inspiring when Rotarians came and say kind words and tell you how much they are rooting for you and how much they are ready to support you. All of these are watching. I want to say very big thank you to the district governor too. Because without his belief in us, we probably have kept a distance. All his cutting, I mean, they have been so superb, they have been so receptive. Every district staff too. The openness, the way, the receptiveness, and the way they smile when we see ourselves, it has really gone a whole long way to ensure that we have a very good first day in office. So now, are there differences between the Polaris and PHF, Polaris Fellow, one of the Rotaractors get and that of the Rotarians? So really, there is no difference in the ground of things, because for you to be qualified to be called a Polaris Fellow, that means is either somebody has paid for you or you've paid for yourself a total of at least $1,000. That is what is going to make you merit the title Polaris Fellow. So for everybody that you've seen that have PHF to their name, so it means that at the point in their Rotary journey, at the point in their Rotaract journey, they have paid or they must have paid $1,000 or somebody has paid $1,000 in their name. So for the Rotaract level, one of those things we also try to do is that we believe Rotarians are our partners, and it will be very tough to see quite a number of Rotaractors that can pay $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation course in a year. So we have something called matching up the payment. So we have a specific target for Rotaractors that, okay, you know what, if you can pay this so amount, you will get the Rotarian that is benevolent enough to match up that payment for that person. So say for example, for this Rotaracts here, we might pay the target to like one Rotaractor that probably want to be eligible for the Polaris Fellow certificate or pay should pay maybe $500. Then we get a Rotarian that is very benevolent or that had a very good history of donating to the Rotary Foundation. So please match up that payment, then such individual qualify for that pay for the society. So far so good. It is one of our own way of encouraging Rotaractors to pay. We understand that we might not have financial strength, like earlier said, but we also need to encourage them to donate. So once you might not be able to donate the $1,000, this is donate half of it, then get somebody to donate the other half for you in your name. Then you are qualified. Unlike Rotarians that just can close their eyes and just do the payment and to assume that nothing happened. But I don't think there's any Rotaractor as of today that can close his eyes and just donate $1,000. Something will happen if something does. Alright, so my best club, apparently, unarguably, has got to be my club, Rotaract Club of King Fan. Why? Because they were the one that nominated me to contest for the post of the District Rotaract Representative. And I'm sure without that club, I perhaps would not be here today as the District Rotaract Representative for our Rotaract District. Well, so away from my club, definitely, my club is number one. So away from my club, do I have best club? I would probably not say yes. I would rather say I have clubs that I appreciate their structure and I appreciate the way that they do their things. Notably, is that all clubs are doing relatively well, but there are clubs that are like, okay, fine, I like the way this club operates. The likes of Rotaract Club of Australia South, the likes of Rotaract Club of Badala, there are a lot of them. There are New Lagos, Mushigodin, Lekki Phase 1, Badala South, OECHS, Rotaract Club of Lagos. Apparently, they are one of our best Chinese institution-based clubs. We have OECHS too. We have quite a number of clubs that are my favorites. So I can't say, probably because of the way they are structured and the way they do their thing. As a DRR, I cannot come out and say this is my best club. It's going to cause controversies. So all clubs in the district are my favorites because I understand that it takes a lot of commitment. I mean, I'm a star listing club. I might probably not have time to list all of the 14 clubs. There are clubs in Ikoja, Golden and the likes, and all of that. All of these clubs are my favorites. They are clubs I'm so passionate about. That is why I'm the DRR. These clubs are clubs I look to what they will do and what they probably are doing at the moment. So I'm rooting for all clubs, and all clubs are my favorites. But my best club is definitely my club anyways. So if I'm giving 10 million naira as the DRR, what will I do? I mean, the first thing I'm going to do is immediately I see the house of the 10 million naira, I'll just close the office and go to sleep. I'm going to sleep for like 2 days. After then, I'm going to put my board and like, okay, you know what, we received the funding of this. Then we are going to look critically into the projects that we have itemized for the year. So that means instead of getting to start seeking for funds, funding can be very, very tedious at times. We already have somebody that, or your organization are giving us 10 million naira. So trust me, 10 million naira will push 80% of our project for the year. So what that means is that we probably will just be looking for additional 20%. So we are going to look into our project and we can start the implementation as next day. So when I get the 10 million, I'm going to communicate with my team that, okay, you know what guys, somebody has given us this. How can we maximize this? So somebody's giving 10 million at the Rotaract District. That means there is a level of trust that you should not renege on. There's a level of trust that you have to keep up to. So I am going to ensure that we maximize that money to the fullest and to ensure that we ensure that it gets to do what we intend it to do. So if I'm not giving the same 10 million as the DRR, as an individual now. Alright, so I feel it is very important to note that maybe some other person like, oh, your life don't solve and all that. I mean, I am somebody that is financially conscious, and to understand, I did tell myself that I feel I have a very good financial health. So what does that mean? When I get the 10 million, the first thing is I'm going to consult financial management. I mean, for me, presently, the 10 million is a lot, and I would not let that get into my head. So the first thing I'll do is that at least 50% of it is going into investment. I mean, I'm still a young man, I'm not married, I really don't have a whole lot of responsibilities, and I'm not really swayed by the societal pressure. So at least 50% of this funding would go into investment. And probably part of it, then I'll use it to further my education, get my MBA, to pursue my MBA degree. That's definitely one of my top priorities after I perhaps have concluded my position as District Rotaract, and also to see how I can also use it to just cater for some immediate and very urgent needs. So like I said, when I get 10 million as an individual, 50% of it for investment. Then after that, I'll probably use some of it to push for my professional degree, which is the MBA. Then also the same time use some of it to push for my own personal needs, as that need arises at that time. So what are the qualities that a DRR should possesses as a DRR? So basically, I feel for every leadership, DRR position is just like another leadership position to me personally. So I feel generally the same way you probably had nominated and do a whole lot as a leader in other positions, it's just the same you do in DRR. So this quality of you being a good leader, trustworthiness, accountability, communication, like you have to have very good communication skills, you have to have very strong interpersonal relationship skills, you have to have the aura, you have to have the charisma, you have to be empathetic, you cannot undermine that, you have to be very patient, a lot of time, a lot of people say a lot of things, and it's going to get you on your nerves, and you'll be like, oh why? You have asked me before you start doing this and all that. So you also need to be very empathetic, like I said. You need to have a very high level of tolerance. A lot of people do things for you, and they are not meant to react. Because why? They'll tell you are the DRR. So all of these qualities, the end qualities that qualifies a good leader, you as a district Rotaract, you need to have them. So also, how can I qualify somebody as a successful DRR? So technically, like I said, the metrics can be different. The truth of the matter is that the first thing is that it's entrenched in our bylaw of what your responsibilities is as a DRR. So I feel as a DRR, I am not successful if all clubs in my Rotaract district are not successful. So I feel it is very important that for every district Rotaract representative that had served or that come after me after I served, one of those things that should be the first key metric to see if they are successful is that how well were they able to put the membership strength, how well they were able to tell the Rotaract story, how well were they able to position Rotaract in the space of the 365 days, and of course the legacy project, and of course how well were they able to carry out meaningful projects in the course of the year. These are what qualifies or probably be used as metrics to qualify a year, probably somebody as a successful DRR. Like I said, my subjectives as district changes, but these are the basic requirements: the membership, the donation to Rotary Foundation, the service project, public image, and also how well you are able to carry well all clubs and Rotaractors in your district to ensure that they see it as a tenure where they can all co-create, co-build, co-inspire, co-serve to ensure that we advance the mission and vision of Rotary. So if somebody walks up to me now and tell me that how much do I need to just how much funding or how much money do I need to serve as DRR, probably how much do I need when I get the money, and perhaps just worry about implementing the project, not even seeking for fund. So relatively, I feel if you can get a seed funding of perhaps 10 to 15 million naira, I feel we will be able to execute all of our meaningful projects, and of course some projects that would come in the course of the year as needs be. Perhaps God forbid we have a need to just cater for some emergency projects, just like how it happens during 2020, 2021, the COVID break. I mean, I do not think there are Rotary or the Rotaractor that had planned in their year previous year that they were going to do something involving COVID. But when the year comes, there are emergency situation that will demand that we at the Rotaract District take action. So if you want to reach us as an organization to maybe support us, our office is situated at the Rotary District African Regional Office at 8 Ikeja Way, Ikeja GRA. Also, I can be reached via my mail, drr2025.2026@gmail.com. You can please reach out to us to see how we can both collaborate on this. And also, I can be reached via my mobile 070-5253-7929. All of these are means of how I can be reached. Also on our social media platform, Rotary International District, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also reach us there if you feel there are ways that we can collaborate to advance and also push what calls for anything that we currently are doing as a priorities for the year. Alright, so as regards my family, support and all of that. So I feel one of those things that also kept me going is the support that I had received from my family members. Right from when I was the Rotaract president, I could recall vividly that days that my Rotaract club members would come to my house for fellowship, or probably they need emergency limits for something, and my mom would cook for us. There are days that, they are all or most of the Rotaract clubs in my club knows my house. They come to my house freely, and they also know my mom, and they relate to all other siblings like they've been friends. So that can probably just point to how much support I get from my family. There are days I'll probably decide that, you know what, I'm not going out today, and my mom will just come knock on my door like, are you not going for a meeting today? Are you not going to the Rotary District today and all of that? And I'll tell her, okay, no, I'm probably just going to work from home. So I have a very strong support system on my family, and they are taking all of this role and they support me in any way. There are days I'll go very hungry, and they'll be like, okay, you know what, so we don't come home hungry, we prepare food and all of that. So all of these are little things that really matters, and that helps me keep showing up every day, because I know my family is proud of what I am doing. So my challenges, or the path to becoming DRR, how did it all happen? So the first thing I would say is that I never, for once, or probably the better part of my life, I didn't see myself becoming a DRR anytime soon. Let me put it like that. Because technically, when I contested for DRR, it was my final year in the University of Lagos, and I understand how much financially demanding it could be. You need to be everywhere and anywhere just for one club's vote. So I had people that were so rooting for me. I had some of my friends that were rooting for me, the likes of Ikeja and Johnny Oluwajumolo, the likes of Rotaractor, Mommy, also Akoni and some of our other leaders. Akoni was the first person that told me that he feels I would be a good District Rotaract rep. But then, I was so immersed and so overwhelmed with school activities, and I told him that, you know what, I am not interested. I just want to graduate and just leave the school. Also, in the course of it, Rotaractor Juwon and Rotaractor Michael would call me to tell me that, Teddy, you will do this, you will do that. And I'll tell them that, see, I'm not going to do it because I feel I have a lot. Then I was the speaker of my faculty, so I had a lot on my table, and I also have some leadership position I was taking, just like the Lagos State Ambassador 2 was there. So like, you know what, guys, I'm not going to do this. Let me just focus on what I'm doing and also my academics. So after that, I did not pick up the form for the DRR position. My very good friend, Rotaractor Damola, is now in the United Kingdom, picked the form, but also Rotaractor Atitebi Abiodun, a very good friend from Rotaractor of they picked the form. But as God might have willed it, they go to disqualify. And after disqualification, there was a need for a new screening to be done. There was a need for new people to, just come up on board to pick form to contest for the position of the DRR. And that was how I became the DRR. Did I become the DRR because I wanted to? Maybe no. But I feel if God has predestined something to happen, no matter how much you run away from it, it is going to happen. Along the line, I had a whole lot of trying to reach out to clubs to vote. Unlike the Rotary District that there is going to be a panel that said, the Rotary District, it is strictly electional. All Rotary clubs that are eligible should come and come to vote. I incur a whole lot of financial expenses. Also so thankful to my mother club, Rotary Club, for coming through for me during the course of the election. I also want to especially recognize one person that stood for me in the cause. Because at the time that they had to pick the form, I was not in the country. That was when I went from a study tour in Finland and Sweden. So I had to call my friend Rotaractor and Risala, came to the Rotary District to pick up the form for me, and they ensured that all of my documents are signed before I came back to the country. I came back to the country on the day of the deadline for submission. So you can imagine, I was so thankful that for all of the challenges, and also I had a team of people that probably are very passionate about trying to push for my candidacy, and we come together as well as SEC. I want to say a very big thank you to them too. They were very passionate about the cause. They pushed my aspiration like it was theirs, and we were able to reach clubs, we were able to share ideas to them, we were able to say why we are or might have been or will be the best candidates for the position. And it's worked. One fun fact and one of those things also is that after the, just unlike the regular politics in Nigeria, once election is done, the Rotaractors will come together again to see how we can advance the cause. I ran against an opponent, but immediately after the election, we've had cause to discuss, we have cause to interact, and it has a whole lot of potentials too. The fact that I'm the DRR today does not mean I'm the best kid on the block, does not mean I'm the smartest on the block, does not mean I'm the most influential on the block, does not mean I'm the most God-fearing on the block, does not mean I'm the best of them, does not mean I have the best education qualification, does not mean anything. I just feel my journey to being a DRR was just a story of Sherlock, was a story of faith meets preparedness, was a story of me doing what I like doing, not knowing that people were watching. So when the opportunity came, I was easily recommended as one of the best votes for the position. I threw my cap into the ring, my heart into the ring, and as God might have failed, today I am the District Rotaract Rep. So if there's anything I would want to change in the world today, it is that I hope to see a world where a son of nobody can become a somebody without knowing anybody. That is one thing that we want to change, where a son of nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody. Right, so what is my career like, or what is my background? So academically, I finished from the University of Lagos, like I said, with a degree in cell biology and genetics, and I majored in genetics apparently. But as I proceeded into my education, I felt I wasn't really a lab person, so I needed to diversify. So I moved into the field of data analysis, and as I speak, I am a freelancer when it comes to data analysis. I have been privileged to train well over 30 young persons on the skills of data analysis, and they are doing relatively well for themselves. Beyond that, I am the director of project design and implementation at Lagos Youth Development Institute. It is a pioneer and first of its kind in the whole of Nigeria, and I have been saddled with the responsibility to organize and to design the program design and also how it will be implemented. As I speak to you, we have about 28 young persons across Lagos State that are taking the course. So for future aspirations, I look into becoming like a very big person when it comes to business management and financial decisions. I have a mini MBA from the Ikeja Institute. I am also a trained virtual assistant from ALS Africa. So all of these things I work driving because I believe I need to learn these skills and just need to just keep improving myself. So basically, majorly, I am a trained virtual assistant. I am also a trained data analyst, and I work as a freelancer. I major in tutoring people on the skills of data analysis and presentation. And at the same time, I'm also a degree holder in mini MBA, coupled with my other degree from the University of Lagos. So in a few years from now, I'm hoping I would go back to class and start my journey for the MBA degree that I always aspire to do. So I hope that in the next years I'll become like somebody that is going to be like a juggernaut in the field of public speaking, leadership thought. That is my aspiration, and also politics and governance. I am so passionate about politics and governance. So I hope in a few years time, I mean, if some of my friends see this now, they will be laughing because they'll be like, oh, you're going to talk about it. I'm also passionate about politics and governance. I am interested in what happens in our communities and how governance is very much. Now, what do I do for leisure? So basically, I am somebody that is very big on my personal space. I like my personal space, and in my personal space at times I do a lot of reading. I probably just pick a book and read because I believe for you to probably be assertive and tell people that you know what you're saying, then you need to have a whole lot of residual knowledge. So I like to read at my leisure. I like to travel. I mean, those are part of the leverage Rotaractor and Rotary has given us. I also like to meet new people. I like to hang out with friends. I like to also give back to my community. I like to attend projects. I like to attend meetings. I like meetings. It can probably be very weird saying that attending these meetings is my leisure. For a week, if I don't attend to meeting virtually or physically, I probably feel a part of my week is not just done. So for my relationship status, I would also want to, for the relationship status, alright, so yeah, I'm not really a party freak. I have a very low social strength. What does that mean? I get so bored as party easily. I mean, I just go and like 1 hour, 2 hours, I get so bored. Except if I'm amongst my friends. So perhaps that's when I really enjoy the party. But I have a very low social profile. I'm not really a party freak. When I go to party, I see my friends. The only thing that makes me long to attend parties is perhaps if it's Rotary Rotaract or even family commitment or friend commitment that, or potentially I'll be meeting some of my friends that we've not met in a while. So that's the only thing, or that's the only reason why I have to go to party. For my relationship status, as you can see, I'm not married. I am still a young boy that's striving to just make ends meet. So I am very much single at the moment. So for the installation, yes, one of the biggest events for the year is the Mega Ikeja investiture ceremony that is going to be holding on the 16th of August 2025 at Martino's Event Center, Joby Fairway, Alafin of Ikeja. It is, the plans are in place. It is a very big event. It is an event that is bringing Rotarians, captain of industries, Rotaractors, philanthropists, people that are passionate about giving back to their community together. It is a very big event. As I speak to you, we have about 200 extra Rotaractors for the event. And you cannot how big it is. When about 200 has registered, I know we have around 195 people about has registered. So what does that mean? A whole lot of Rotaractors are also anticipating this event. It is the Lagos Party Week. Trust me when I say it is the Lagos Party Week. It is an event that we will definitely be getting funding for our Rotaracts here. So I look forward to it, and I'm sure Rotaractors and Rotarians alike also look forward to the event. It is one big thing that you cannot afford to miss. If you miss it, you lose. So generally, any other details? Yeah, like I said, I am Atitebi Ismail Abiodun from Rotaractor of King Farm. That is the club that's produced me as a District Rotaract Representative. I am passionate about my community. I'm passionate about leadership. I am a serial volunteer. I like meeting people, and also I like talking. As you can see, I've been talking since morning, and I like training people. I like motivating people, inspiring people, and just being around like people. And of course, I am the first male District Rotaract Rep, and of course, fellow Rotaractors called the Alafin of Rotaract District 9112. And of course, I am also the first District Rotaract Representative that of course will be sitting in an office at the beginning of the Rotaract chain. It is an amazing sharing experience. I am loving it. I'm anticipating what comes with this office, what comes with my role as a District Rotaract Rep. And I'm also looking forward to helping Rotaractors across the district grow, learn, and inspire each other to build a community that thrives. Thank you so much. Okay guys, so for the first 5 Rotarians that you probably don't need to stress yourself to search on my phone, the first is Rotarian Engineer Shola Adola. She is actually one of the greatest support system in the class 28. In fact, before the beginning of the Rotary year, she has been very supportive, and I believe that they will transport. She is the first person you'll see. Also, of course, you'll see Rotarian, she, my own Rotary godmother. She is one of those Rotarians I look and I look up to. Of course, the district governor, I look up to him, and of course, we have courses to exchange conversation. So that is also Rotarian Atitebi. He's also one of those Rotarians that is very passionate about youth cause, and he has shown interest to work alongside us in this Rotary year. And of course, Rotarian Agidingbi, the charter president of my Rotary Club, he has been a very supportive leader and mentor over the course of this journey. At times, I probably just need to reach him if I need to get something from our Rotary Club, and he always ensures that these things are done. So these are like 5 top Rotarians that have been so helpful for this Rotary year. For Rotaractors, definitely no big deal. The first person is my district secretary. Of course, she's like my right-hand person. So she has always been. Rotaractors are very plenty. I don't want to change the status. Rotaractors, the district secretary, we still spoke this morning. The latest past District Rotaract Rep, we still spoke this morning. The District Treasurer, the District Secretary Rotaractor, Alafin of Rotaract, the immediate past District Rotaract Representative, Atitebi A PHF, the immediate past District Secretary Rotaractor, Ikeja. He was still here this morning because we still had cause to discuss, as regards how the whole installation and all of that today. He's my man, Chi. When I say that, he's one person that Tebi will do it. Even if he's going to ensure that he doesn't sleep to get the work done, he is also my very good, close to person. Also, in Rotaractor Abiodun, I am working closely with Rotaractor Abiodun because there are some initiatives that are coming that he is the one spearheading. So I'm always in DM. I have the chief of staff too. I spoke with him this morning. I have quite a number of other Rotaractors that are also dear to me and are very supportive to the cause and what we've been able to do. All my committee chairs, they're always on my neck. DRR, we want to do this. In the course of this interview, I've seen the committee chair texted me, and I definitely know it is because of our own role. So I have Rotaractors that are quite very close. I appreciate all of them for what they are doing, and I also must thank them for their support in what we are doing. Thank you. Yeah. Alright, so what are the strategies that I had used to ensure that I get the best results? So the first thing is that I heard mention that before I can probably call you on my team, I believe that I have to score my plan and aspirations with you, so you have what it takes to deliver the results. So the first thing is that I expressively communicate my plan with you as a potential person that I feel will want to work with my team. I mean, there are times that I reach out to some Rotaractors to tell them that I want them to be on the team, and the first question they ask me is that they are what my aspiration or expectation. So after that, I also try as much as possible to serve as a support system for these people. So beyond the fact that I've given them a role of task, when I think about I do not want to my commanding them, I also try as much as possible to help them reach out to people, give them links and connect that can help them. And so far so good, it has been yielding effort. I also give them free will to select their team. That's another strategy that has yielded a whole lot of effort. Instead of suggesting committee members for all of these committee chairs or people that are planning the team, I give them a free will to select their team and also manage their team to the best of their ability. I will only come in when I feel there's a need for me to come in as the District Rotaract. So what are the criteria that I use to select? Definitely it is a Rotaract setting. So like I said, there won't be a Rotaract district and no Rotaract clubs. And of course there won't be a Rotaract club if there are no Rotaractors. So the first thing is that I first look into the club. How well is your club doing? I mean, because we often have a track, we call them district Rotaractors. These are Rotaractors that you see at all district events, district activities, district projects, but they do not attend a Rotaractors club meeting. So the first thing is that you need to understand what is your stake in your club. Are you an active member in your club? How well are you invested in your club and the extension to the district? So after that, I look at that. Secondly, I look at how best suited are you for the role, considering your experience, considering your ability to take initiative, considering the fact that what have you done in the past, considering the fact that are you somebody that is open to learning, are you teachable, are you somebody that is adventurous? All of these are what we look into before we can probably assign position. Are you somebody that can go out of the way to ensure that you deliver? All of these are criteria that we look into. And what are your interests and passion? What drives you? What motivates you? I mean, we cannot expect that we give the basic education and literacy committee chair for somebody that's passionate about the environment. No. So I will also still analyze you based on your own personal preference, your interest, your ability to coordinate people, ability to bring people together to achieve goals, and all of this. So these are part of the other requirements after you fulfill the first one, which is being active in your club and ensuring that your club is thriving. So what are the challenges and how do I address them? So technically, all right, so for my core team, and I have Rotaractor Alafin of Rotaract. She is the district secretary for Rotary International District 2026. I have Rotaractor Kakam from Rotaractor Club of Koyi. I have Rotaractor Kakam for Utile Ganiat. She is from Rotaractor Club of Ikeja. She is the district treasurer for Rotary 2026. I also have a Martino Rotaractor Abiodun. He is the district admin. He is from Rotaractor Club of Ikeja, so he is going to serve as the district admin for Rotary 2026. I have my team also as part of my team, Rotaractor Agidingbi Jacob. He is the chief of staff to the DRR, so he is the first primary source of contact for all committee chairs. And I also have my personal aid and assistant, Rotaractor Ismail Abiodun PHF. He is from Rotaractor Club of Kimfan, and he is my personal aid and assistant. Alright, so after I've appointed the board members for the Rotary. So of course, I anticipate challenges in as much as I feel I have so much hope and aspirations in them. We are all humans after all, and perhaps at times their own personal aspirations of engagement or commitment might probably impede whatever plan they have to deliver as the committee chairs or whatever position that they have been given to serve or whatever capacity they have privilege to serve in the Rotary here. So I anticipate them because I believe that you are humans. So that is where I come in as a district Rotaract, and of course with the help of my core team, and of course the DRC chair who also happens to be the first Rotaractor to ever hold the position. So we come in, look into what the problem is, and see how we can serve as committee and support system for the committee chair and please our committee. So yes, I anticipate the challenges. It is bound to come because definitely we come from diverse backgrounds, diverse beliefs, and diverse orientation, diverse educational background too. So definitely there are times that we probably have, we won't be on the same frequency of thoughts, ideas, and actions all the time. So when all of these challenges come up, the first thing is to identify, first know that it is bound to happen. Then afterwards, we look into it on how we can strategically solve the challenges without making anybody feel bad or making anybody feel less human. Then we just ensure that the end goal is just to ensure that we touch life, advance the mission and vision of Rotary, and we just do what is needed, to be done. So communication skills, being empathetic are two things, and also listening skills. So all of these things are how I have been trying as much as possible to solve challenges for committees or for even anybody, any Rotaractor when anything arises. So as a Muslim, how do I perceive people that incite religious violence? Yeah, growing up, my mentor and my religious scholar used to tell us something. And that is, if God had wanted all of us to be the same race, the same religion, the same tribe, the same everything, He could have done it. But for God to also like help us understand the beautifulness, the uniqueness in diversity was why we have people of different religion, people of different races, people of different backgrounds, and what have you. So if God is a person that had decided to create us that way, then I feel it is just very inhuman to now probably start judging people. I mean, whatever you believe in, if it works for you, just do it. I'll give an example. Before probably, the advent of Muslim and Christianity in Nigeria, definitely those that probably like a traditional worshippers might say they believe in something and they pray to that thing. And they believe it is going to solve their problem. So when Islam and Christianity came, people started migrating to this religion, and they also still pray, and they believe it is going to work, and it is working. So I believe it is humanity comes first to me. So outside of religion, are you first like passionate about the humanity cause? Before you now start giving religion, before I probably judge you by religion, I first look at you, how humane are you? So thankfully I'm in an organization, Rotary, that does not look at your religion, that does not look at your race, that does not look at everything. So we even preach diversity, and of course God, if He had wanted us to be the same, He would have, just make us the same community, the same people, the same belief, and all of that.